home and that she's safe. To Ellie and Jake, this is every parent's worst nightmare, and the fact that that nightmare has come to an end and our worst fears were not realised is just a huge relief and a moment for great joy. This particular case obviously has captured the hearts of Australians as we felt such terrible sorrow for the family. And I want to thank particularly all of the police and all of those who are involved in making sure that Cleo is safe. And we're so thankful. Thank you so much for what you've done. I know you do it every day, and I know that you'll feel a great sense of satisfaction in the work that you've done to bring her home. But we know each and every day they're out there doing the same thing and trying to keep our kids safe and keep our people safe. And so thank you so much, and I just thank God that Cleo is home and that she's safe. It's a great honour, as I said, to be here at Camp Bed. This was the site of our base to run what was the largest ever airlift that we've ever been involved in as a country. Around here, over 2,000 people at any one time with care and being supported and cared for. This was an extraordinary operation, and I want to congratulate Air Commodore Patterson and his whole team for what they were doing. We were obviously speaking very regularly during that time. 4,100 people were airlifted out of one of the most dangerous places in the world, and we brought them here. And I particularly want to thank the Crown Prince and United Arab Emirates for their hospitality and their incredible support during that time. The Crown Prince made it very clear to me as we spoke quite often over that period back in August that whatever we needed, they would be there to support us. And here we are still to this day, as people are still have been brought through here on their way to Australia, in addition to those who were evacuated at the time. In terms of where we've just been, over in Glasgow, those talks will continue. Australia was able to go there and outline very clearly not just what our commitments were, because Australia always meets and beats our commitments when it comes to addressing the very real threat of climate change. And not just in terms of emissions reduction, but the support for developing countries, particularly in our own part of the world, our Pacific family and in Southeast Asia, to deal with the adaptation challenges that they have right now. And Australia has been a leader in that area of providing that support for resilience in developing countries, and that has also been an important part of COP26. It is of course about reducing emissions, but it's also about dealing with the impacts right now. Australia understands those very well, and we have tremendous partnerships right across the region to help particularly developing countries to deal with the impacts of climate change that they're experiencing right now. I wish the rest of COP26 all the best for those discussions, and I congratulate Boris Johnson on the work that he's done to try and bring people together around this challenge. For Australia's part, it's about technology enabling us, working principally through the private sector now, which will carry so much of this, because it's the entrepreneurs, the industrialists, it's the financiers working together with the scientists and the researchers that will be delivering those technology solutions on the ground. Our technology-led approach was well received by all of those I spoke with. They understand, like we understand, that if you want to actually deal with this, you must drive the costs of these low emissions technologies down so they're realisable, so they're scalable, so they're affordable, not just in developed countries like Australia, but they're realisable and affordable in countries like Indonesia and Vietnam, and of course China and India. And so Australia's case at COP was very much about supporting them to ensure they can achieve what I know they want to achieve, but they need to be able to do it with the technology that gets them there, and Australia intends to be at the forefront of delivering that technology.